Hello Hex Kittens, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Alexis Hex, Chicago's Knit Witch, and if it's your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It's so good to see you. Today we're going to cover all things Drag Race. We're going to cover the premiere of Drag Race Brasil. We're going to cover the latest episode of Drag Race Down Under, and Ru's new promo shoot for the Season 5 of Drag Race UK. Let's get it going. Before we get started, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It all really helps. Other ways to support this channel is follow me on all social media. You can also check out my Redbubble shop if you would like to get some cute Alexis Hex merch. Also, feel free to, if you want to send a digital tip, all that helps to keep this channel running and going and bring you so much more fun content. Alright, but let's get started. Alright, we're going to start off with the newest franchise, Drag Race Brasil. Oh my god, that workroom is gorgeous. I think this may be one of my very favorite of the workrooms. It is beautiful. I was just like taken aback by how gorgeous it is. There's a lot of design to it and a lot of, things to look at and see, and the colors are everything. So I was like, they did an incredible job of making this workroom look beautiful. So first up, we have our entrance looks, and we will go over those. First we have Naza. This look was really cute. I loved the pigtails. I thought it was really adorable. Looked great. Great first impression to be the first queen on a new franchise, especially, Brazil, which I think everyone's been waiting for Drag Race Brazil. We all know the Brazilian fans love drag, and it's so nice to finally get them some attention and let them shine a little bit. So I'm really excited to see what the season's going to bring us. But I definitely thought this was a fun look, and Naza, yep, you're serving it. Way to start off the season strong. Next up, we have Miss Diva Moore coming in with this kind of fun, insecty look, and it's cute. It's got a little antenna. I think it's really done well. It's beautiful looks. Nothing we haven't seen before on Drag Race. We've seen on Down Under. We've had that. We've had it on the main season. We've had kind of bug looks. So it wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was still very beautiful. So I still really liked this look, and I can't wait to see more from her. Next up, we have Melusine Sparkle. I hope I said that right. I've been listening. I'm trying to train that ear a little bit better. I'm sure I'll get better before the end of the season. But coming in, this look with the cookies and the milk and the pink hair, I love it. It's beautiful. It's campy. I love this. This is the kind of drag I love to see, where it's cute. It has a fun little concept to it. I thought it was gorgeous. So I was like, ooh, I really look forward to seeing what she's going to bring for us for the season. Next up, we have Bettina Polaroid. I love that, she comes in, black and white, very classic look. I thought it was very well put together. Coming in with that Polaroid, you better get that selfie, girl. Get it. Overall, I thought she made a really great first impression walking in. I think this was a really cute look. Having the actual Polaroid with you is a great touch. I would have maybe rhinestone the Polaroid a little bit more, just to pop the Polaroid a little bit more myself, but all in all, I think this was a really, really great look. Next up, we have Aquarella. She came in as color. I love color. I love print. I'm like, I understand what she's going for with this look. It's not quite to my taste. I still think it's a good look, but it's not something I would actually put together for myself. But I really like that you know who she is coming in. You can kind of already get a sense of who she's going to be. And really, that's what you want for your entrance look. You want to show off who you are coming right in. And I think Aquarella really showed us right away that she's going to be unconventional, bright, and she's going to keep us guessing and giving us something we haven't really seen before. So I'm really intrigued by the beginning look already. And the last queen to enter the workroom was Miranda Lebrau. I really did like this look. I thought it reminded me of Ru's season 15 promo. It kind of had the same kind of thing with the wrap and the updo, and I just thought it was really beautiful. It was very well done, and again, it gave me those Ru vibes, so I thought it was really cute. I thought it was really well put together. The color combination was beautiful with the neons and the blue. Oh, hands down, it was so gorgeous. And I was just like, that's a good way to, I think she started off strong. Beautiful look. I also really like that there's been a nice diversity in age in this season so far. We have someone, being 46, we have in the 30s, and then we have in our 20s. So it's nice to have a balance of those ages, because, queens who've been doing it for a long time have a different perspective and bring something else, and then newer up-and-coming queens have a different look, and then it's just fun to see where everyone's coming from and all those different types of drag. And also, it's seeing the older queens also get a chance, because just because you're a certain age doesn't mean you stop dreaming. And I mean, as a queen of a certain age who just had a birthday, and I am now in my early to mid-late 30s, I feel it. And like, you want to see that representation. So I think it's really cool that they've done a really nice, diverse age group so far. Because as we've seen, we're doing a split premiere. How fun is that to start off your series with a split premiere? And not only a split premiere, did they say photo shoot? No. They said we are going all in right away. So we started off this season with a music video challenge. Like, not even just like a stage performance, music video. So I thought it was really, really good, you know, just to really start off strong, get them right in their lyrics, and actually filming a video too was really nice. I thought the video was really fun. It kind of gave me kind of like 90s hip-hop, R&B kind of like vibe. I liked, you know, all like the little angles for like the fences and things. I thought it was a really great, strong showing and a great idea for our first time. You know, everyone there was expecting a photo shoot, but no, that is not what they got. They had to really deliver on this first episode, and I really lived for it. I thought it was really good. I think everyone did a really good job. There wasn't anyone who was just really bad, and I really am looking forward to seeing what the second half brings. Do you have to do the same song, or a kind of different version of a song? So I want to see what they bring too. So I'm like, it makes me even more excited for the second part of the premiere, where we get the other half of the girls, because this was just really fun. I think this was a great way to start a new series, something different. Also, I want to touch on Drag Queen was such a great hostess. I think, you know, we've known her from Queen of the Universe, winning that, doing so well. She was already coming out of that first look that she did in her little suit with the ruffles. Beautiful. I also love that she was the one coaching them on singing, because obviously you won Queen of the Universe. So I think she gave really good feedback, and she was like really in there helping, and I just, you know, jumped right in. I think she's going to have a lot of good moments this season, and I'm already really liking her vibe and how she interacts with the girls and the banter so far with like the judges panel. I can't wait to see how that develops, because that's always, I think, a really good indicator of how a season functions, or a series rather, because, you know, the judging panel and how all they interact, you know, it really sets the bar and the tone of the whole season. You know, I think one of the ones that is the best is probably Drag Race España. They have one of the best judges panels. The chemistry there is phenomenal, so I really hope that Brazil and Drag Queen can really bring that kind of same fun and flow and connection, because I really think that she set the bar really high. I think she started off really, really well, and I'm really looking forward to where she goes in the season. Alright, so let's go over some of the runway looks for this episode. They were doing a little bit of a hometown look, and let's go over what we saw. Bellows in a Sparkle. From having probably one of my, you know, favorite entrance looks, had probably my least favorite runway look. The capybara look, well, I think was a good idea. I don't think was executed perfectly. It was very confusing, because like a lot of the judges at first I'm like, is it a horse? It wasn't very clear. I think what could have really made this look work a little bit better was, instead of having like a ponytail, which is kind of what got confused as a mane, maybe she had done like pigtails on it to give it still like that, you know. I appreciate the dragging it up. I think that would have helped a little bit distinguish it from being a horse. And then also maybe the bikini part on it could have been like rhinestoned out a little bit. I think that could have really just brought that look a little bit higher. But I like the idea. I just thought it could have been executed just a smidge better. Alright, Bettina Polaroid came out in a beautiful look. Again, she kind of did the black and white, so I'm wondering if that's kind of one of her things, being, you know, kind of camera, black and white, analog. So I was like, I want to see, you know, she had some color and stuff going on in the music video, but so far her two main looks that she showed off are both black and white. Although this did have the pop of color with the cape, and it was a really beautiful look. I thought the stoning on the corset was really gorgeous. So I'm like, overall, good look. I look forward to seeing what else she has to bring, and I want to see if the black and white is kind of a theme that she goes and carries on and on through her drag. Okay, so the Naza's look is this beautiful cowgirl. It's kind of got that, like, disco Beyonce cowgirl hat. All the fringe, the movement on this look was amazing. I think this was an incredible runway look. She's really set the bar really high. I think she has some really good concepts in her looks, and I really did. The movement, again, the fringe was perfect. It had like the right amount of bling. The way it was stoned into the patterns of like the denim. The attention to detail she had on the look was so good, especially with like the way the rhinestones showed off the patterns of the denim, and then the fringe and the movement. I really can see that she's very meticulous on her details. So I can't wait to see what else she's going to bring us this season. Miranda LeBrow. Oh. This was probably my least favorite look on the runway. It wasn't very cohesive to me. It's probably I don't get maybe some of the references that were being brought in with this look. The pattern itself I didn't mind of that dress. It looked like a kind of big gay giraffe to me, and I liked that print. But then like I don't know with the headpiece and then like the hose as the belt, it just was a little disjointed for me. And again, that could be me. Maybe it's something very classical in Brazil that I don't quite get the reference for, but for me, it wasn't really clicking as well as I would have really liked it to. Alright, so then we have Aquarella, and I think this look was really gorgeous. All the blue, you still see like that really cool, her makeup artistry is really awesome, and I really like how she talked about how her vision is that she has to wear glasses, like she can't do contacts, because a lot of us queens know we go out on that stage a little bit blind. Like, I wear glasses, not in this. Luckily, my vision is, okay, where I can still kind of move around the stage without being completely blind. But I know when I had to do, like, work in the music and stuff, you can't read that computer screen well with these eyes. Oh, my God. So the fact that, that was really hard for her, and the struggle, like, when her glasses broke and she couldn't even perform for a while because her glasses are so expensive, got me right away. I'm like, I can see, how hard is that? And I really felt for her. I think she really showed that vulnerability already. It's just like, how can you not like her already? I see her, and I see doing that extra makeup and having the clear frames to really be able to pop through it. I think, again, part of drag is taking what you have and making it work and, being resilient. And I think Aquarella really shows that. So I loved this look. I love her story so far. And I really can't wait to see all the looks she's going to bring us. It's going to be so much fun. Alright, so then Diva Moore comes out in this cow look. And I love it. Again, it's campy and fun. I love a good camp look. As much as everyone, a good dance costume is fun. I love this kind of thing. This is the drag I love to see. It was so cute. I thought it was so well done. The dress was beautiful with like the cow scene and then being like a big old cow herself. I thought it was beautiful. I thought this was really well done. And again, going from insect to cow, I want to see if that's kind of a theme as like animals are a big play in her, like in her drag. Because we've kind of had that, both in her entrance and on her runway look. But I think, okay, we will see where that goes. But I like what I've seen so far with her, and I think the cow was probably one of my very favorites from the runway. I thought it was just super cute and super campy, and it was really fun. So after this runway, they decided they're not really going to deliberate yet because we're going to wait for the other girls. So in this episode, they did introduce the other girls. We saw their entrance looks, but I'm going to cover those next week. I want to give those girls the same attention I gave the first girls. So next week, I will recap them and their entrance looks, and we'll see what they do for their part of the challenge, and then we'll see how they do it, comparing it. Are they going to do, like, overall, or each group is going to have a bottom? We will find out. Alright, now we're going to head down under, and for Drag Race Down Under this week, they did Drag Brunch, which was just another way to do one of the talent shows. I thought the idea was really fun. However, it didn't really scream drag brunch to me. I mean, there's, actual see during a brunch, but I feel like they could have just called it the talent show. It just really, nothing screamed brunch about it other than the other queens sitting at a table while the other, like, queens performed. So I was like, what I would love to see for a drag brunch challenge is have them do, like, a lip-sync Lollapalooza while there's, like, servers and people moving around on the stage, and they have to, like, perform while avoiding the servers, like, moving with food. Because anyone who's ever had to do a drag brunch and you're dodging servers and you're performing around people while they're trying to get food, and that's, it's chaotic and crazy, but I think that could be really fun if they apply that into, like, a challenge in a really fun way. Because that's something you really have to deal with in the real world. So I think I would have really enjoyed that more if they would lean into that kind of part of the brunch more. Like, come on, do a drag lip sync obstacle course. That is like what could have really brought that up to the top. However, I did think most of these performances were really, really good. Alright, starting off with the brunch performances was Gabriella Labucci. And I thought this idea was really clever. I think it was really fun to do like the hula hoops and play with that and really talk it up to the girls like, ooh, I've been doing this for 10 years, when you're really just making a joke of it and having fun. However, I don't think it was executed as well as it could have been. But I really did like her idea and her thought. I really think she's really fun and very clever. But this didn't quite land in the way that I wish it would have. Alright, second up then was Bumpa Love doing a stand-up comedy wannabe roast Animal Planet Dog Documentary 101. This was odd. It was odd. It was a choice, like, as we've seen, doing comedy and like a talent show thing doesn't usually work out well, and this was not an exception at all. Just comparing each one of the girls to a dog and how that dog would piss. There was potential, but then it just got weird. It just didn't make any sense. And even with Rue trying to heckle and throw a bone, it still kind of got lost and was not helpful. You hate to see it because Bumpa's really talented and she's very funny, but this just did not land. Next up we had Floor. I think Floor really shined during this episode. Getting to find out she was a nurse and then doing like this whole CPR sketch. So clever. And I think she made it so funny. Especially when you came out with the blow-up doll looking like Reese Nicholson, which was different than the blow-up doll she had during like the little trial run with Reese. So that was a nice surprise for him to see like, oh, the little red-haired blow-up doll. But I think it was so funny. Like, it really leaned into her skills of who she is. It really told more of a story. We got to really know more about her with this performance. And I just thought that was so clever. It was so funny. It was so well done. And I thought it was like perfection. She looked great. And the entire act made sense. And it was funny, like, from the beginning to the end. Next up, we have Isis Avon Loren. This was a beautiful performance. I thought it was gorgeous, doing a whole mental health lip sync, and just the reveals was gorgeous, coming out in that coat, revealing to that beautiful dress, and then pulling out the fan, and then having the other, like the fans with the streaming fabric on it, and twirling, oh my god. It was an incredible, beautiful performance. It was, like, that would have gotten me, I've been at the club, so I really thought that was beautiful. That is definitely the kind of performance you would like to see during a drag brunch. It makes sense to be like watching it with the movement and the color, and just a very powerful message. So I thought she did an incredible job. Finally, we had Hollywood Star, and her number was really fun. She started off with opera, and then went into a song that she recorded herself, and she is so fierce. She is so talented. Just incredible to watch. Like, you could watch her perform all day. And I just think that she did such a good job. Also, I think she was the one who had to decide the lineup, and I think she was very fair deciding the whole lineup. She took into account what Reese said about, you are still putting on a show. The show is only going to be as good as the show you put on, so you still want the show to work well, and making the sense of like put your goal at the end, silver at the beginning, and to have like the good balance. So I think she really listened and was very fair with the way she tried to set up the lineup. So I think she did a really good job with all of that. And her performance was amazing. It was beautiful. But I do agree with Michelle. I would have loved to see more of the opera and the singing. Something a little bit different. It was a beautiful, fierce performance, but I would have loved to see a little bit more of that thing we don't see all the time. So hopefully we get to see more of that, or there's another opportunity where she can bring in like that opera and like, because it was very powerful. Also, I think we learned a lot in this episode, like how Floor's story through this episode, just incredible. We got to learn more about her being a nurse, especially for dementia patients, and you could see the love she has and the caring and compassion. But then also, as we were learning about their drag names, that Floor comes from her biological mother's name, who passed away giving birth. Like, they knew there was complications, and her mother was given the choice of saving her life or letting Floor have life. And she chose Floor, and so like they never even get to meet because, like my heart. It was so moving and so touching, and you can just see that's part of where she gets her care and compassion. And it was so lovely. It was such a great moment, and also learning about how Gabriella Labucci picked out her name, about when they were at a music fest and her friend was smoking a joint, and she's like, I feel like Gabriella Labucci. And she looked it up and there was actually no one by that name. She's like, that's my drag name. That was a lot of fun. So getting to see those layers from the queens is always fun. But I really felt like this was a very special episode. I think Floor, we just got to really know her. This was her episode. So I was a little surprised. I really thought Floor was going to take the win. But Isis did win. It was a beautiful performance. I can't argue with that. She was incredible. But I felt like Floor was this episode. It was the Floor show, if you will. But it was gorgeous. But standing in the bottom two, we had Gabriella Labucci and Bumpa Love. I think it made sense. It was pretty clear. Those were the two acts that really didn't work the best. It was sad. It was a good, the performance, like they were both going for it. You could see the passion and the drive. It was a little chaotic. Probably not my favorite lip sync of all time. But the passion was there. The drive was there. They both really tried to put on a show. And that's what you want to see. You want to see the drive. You want to see them want it. Sadly, Bumpa Love has left us on this episode. She will be missed because she just added a lot of fun. She had a great spirit. And again, I love seeing some of like the older queens, because, my drag family, we have a great age range, and my drag grandmother is incredible. She like nurtured us all and brought us all up a lot too. So I'm used to working with queens of all different age groups, and so I really like seeing that, represented. And I really loved her. I think she just had a great spirit. She was very talented. I mean, she's been doing this forever, and you love to see some of those queens get their flowers. So she will definitely be missed. Next week, they are doing the makeover challenge on Down Under, and I just can't wait. It was so they're doing makeovers with dogs, and they have to make over the dog and the person to be in their drag family. So I'm like, okay, this is giving me a little bit of like that season 4 bitch ball vibes. I'm here for it, but also like that they have to do the dog makeovers. At least if I'm understanding it correctly from what I saw on that, I'm like, oh my god. So I love that. Not only do you have to make over a person, you have to make an outfit for the dog too. I'm here for it. This is going to be a really fun episode. And finally, for this little recap of this week in drag, Mama Ru is looking phenomenal in this promo picture for Drag Race UK Season 5. Mama Ru has really been like slaying these international promos. Her Drag Race Down Under promo was really good, and I just love this. I think it's beautiful. It's very elegant. I like, Ru in the classic ball gown is gorgeous, but I love when it's a little something different, especially in these promo shoots. This is just like Sex Kit. It's classy and elegant. It's very beautiful. And we all know Drag Race UK is always so much fun, so I'm really, really looking forward to that season. I'm guessing we'll get an announcement soon of the cast, and we'll do look over the cast when it's released. But also, I'm sure we have a couple more episodes of Down Under, and then I'm sure UK will start probably right after that. So I'm sure it's right around the corner, even though we haven't had the official release date yet. But I will be here covering that too, because it's going to be a lot of fun. But that's all for now, and until next week, we'll do another recap. We'll see you later. Stay hexy.